You've got your new van, you want to start working on it, but it's absolutely filthy. With Bob, our new T3 Docker, we want to start working on the engine bay, but it's absolutely filthy. So today, we've got the guys from Valet Pro to come down and show us how it's done. I'm Lee, this is Combe Valley Campers, and today we're going to be showing you how to clean and detail your engine bay. Today then, I've called upon the experts, and we have Elliot from Valet Pro. Thanks for coming down today, dude. Tell us then why somebody would actually want to detail and clean their engine.
So you could do it for various number of reasons. So if you keep the exterior and the interior of your car clean, and you go to a show, you know, a lot of people would like to get their sort of bonnets up and show off their engine bay. So you detail it for that reason. You know, resale values, things like that. Things like this maybe more so for, like you said earlier, identifying leaks, etc. So if you're going to be working on the engine bay a lot and it's filthy, you don't want to get yourself dirty. You want to be able to see what you're working with. You want to make it easier to work with, to identify parts. So you're going to give it a good clean, so you can identify leaks in sort of the long term, and just so it's a more enjoyable sort of engine to work on. Yeah,
and I want to. This is going to be a daily vehicle for me, so I want to know that it's working right. And to be able to do that, again, like Elliot said, I want to be able to identify those bits and pieces as well. So what we're going to do now, we are going to be taking you through, step by step, everything we're going to do, using the wonderful Valet Pro products here as well. And funny enough, you can get all of these products on our website. If you head to www.combevalleycampers.co.uk, we've got a product section. You can get all of these parts on there as well, which again is why we use it. We've got a good relationship going on with Valet Pro, and Elliot's done work for me in the past. You know, we've known each other for about 4 years now, and he's done work for me on customers' cars as well. So it's going to be a good day today. Going to get our hands dirty, get a bit of elbow grease going on, and hopefully turn that into the little jewel of the crown of this little bus. So let's get straight on with it. Before we start hitting this with any products, what should we be doing first?
So normally just cover up all the sensitive parts, so distributor, alternator's not too bad on this. Over the distributor cap as well. So that's the core coil. That's coil, distributor.
There's like an ignition amplifier at the back there, but I mean, we can cover that up, but
that looks like it's quite waterproof.
It's a nice waterproof plug.
And then as well, I think we're going to be using the Hoover on some of these crusty bits.
I've got that already. Yeah, there's quite a lot of rust in this engine bay, and it's all flaked down from the outriggers. Sorry, the chassis support. That's something we are going to be replacing. But yeah, before we start blasting any water in there or any product, just going to get the Hoover out. Before we make a start then, and don't rinse me for the wiring, I know it's bad. Elliot's just tidying up the wiring right now because we don't want it to get in the way. I've got a bunch of little freezer bags or carrier bags, cable ties and bungee cords just to cover up the important parts. Like we said before, you've got the coil, the distributor, maybe the ignition amplifier down there as well. Just using whatever you can really. In this instance, the alternator is going to be fine. It doesn't affect the starting of the car itself. It's just being sensible with it really. And then if you are using the pressure washer on it later, we're not going to be blasting loads of water at the actual distributor itself. We're going to be working around it, not hitting it. But yeah, I think that's that for the time being. Let's get these bags on and start hitting it with the product, I guess.
Yeah.
Sweet. Happy with the electric side of things. I'm going to get some gloves on. We're going to start using the chemical products on it now. In fact, Elliot, if you want to make a start, and I'll go and get some gloves. Okay.
So today we're going to use citrus pre-wash. So it's got a Olympic orange solvent in there, so it's going to act like a degreaser, and it's also an all-purpose cleaner as well. So we're just going to spray that sort of over the plastics, over the sort of the greasy bits, and then we'll agitate it with our brushes afterwards.
Douse, mate.
We just go crazy, mate, with
From the top
agitation. Down? Yeah. This one.
On here as well.
Yeah. Go for gold, mate. So these brushes are a miniature version of our large sash brush. So these are boar's hair brushes. So they're naturally chemical resistant, but they're also naturally quite soft. So we're not going to be scratching anything. So they're really good, and because they're slightly smaller, they're great for getting into all the little sort of nooks and crannies to be able to agitate the chemicals and products, and to be able to get the best out of the cleaning power. So when just rinsing all the product off, I mean my trigger's quite powerful, but if you just want to sort of just hold it up and almost just mist the engine bay just to let it all run off, rather than sort of directly spraying it in it, so for seals and things like that. But yeah, you'll be able to just sort of shower it all off.
Yeah, I'm not concentrating it anyway.
Yeah, and you'll just see it run off. It'll just run off. Because we've already agitated the dirt with the actual brushes. We're not using the jet wash to get at the dirt. We're just using it to rinse the product off.
What I want to do very quickly before I do that, if you don't mind, I do want to blast out some of this dirt from in there.
I'll stand back.
What is it we're using today? Because I don't recognise this bit, although we're using my pressure washer.
Yeah, so that fits the Karcher, but that's basically just a stubby trigger,
right?
With quick release attachments. So it's quite nice without all the big clumpy bits when you change your lance over.
If we need to, and it's not a big problem, you can use just the regular.
Yeah. Not everyone. I don't expect everyone to have a stubby trigger. It's just I use it day in day out, so for me it's a lot easier.
Yeah. Okay. Super. Right. Let's get on it. That was hugely satisfying. I could do that every day. I understand why you do it now. Well, you've seen us do cleaning videos before. I do like giving something a good clean. Next stage then. Tell us what we're doing.
So we're just uncover these bits.
Yeah.
Just where we've not been able to jet wash the distributor cap there.
Yeah. There's
some bits of rusty water on there, obviously from when it's had some issues with the expansion tank. So we give that a clean by hand, just carefully with a cloth and some APC. And then we get the engine started, just so it runs up, and make sure that it starts again after we've just done all that. and then while it's running, we'll just get your hoover, we'll spin it round the other way so it blows the air out, and we'll just sort of just blow the air from places that aren't going to get hot, and then we'll use the engine heat as well just to sort of dry all those parts.
Brilliant.
And then when that's finished, we'll let it cool down and we'll just dress the plastics.
Yep.
And then just get that all protected and just get it brightened up a bit.
Lovely. Okay. I'll get some snips. You can cut those cable ties off.
Yeah.
And then get some of that all-purpose cleaner and some microfiber towels.
Yeah, I've got some microfiber cloths, so we can just
excellent.
Just give it all a dry and things as well. So as you can see just here, there's some rusty watermarks on the distributor cap where we've had that covered up. We've not got that wet or be able to clean it. So just because this is sensitive electrical parts, we're just going to clean this microfiber cloth, all-purpose cleaner, and we're just going to clean it carefully by hand.
Should we give it a start? It started first time, which is always good. We know it's a good running little engine anyway. As Elliot was saying, the sun's done a pretty good job of drying it out, but we're just going to use the heat from the engine running just to dry those last bits. Don't even think we're going to need to use the hoover to blow off the last of the water droplets. We'll come back in a couple of minutes and we'll start detailing her up.
Okay, so we've cleaned the engine, degreased the engine, it's now dry. We're going to apply the protectant. So we've got our Classic Protectant, so it's a silicone based product. We're going to spray it onto the applicator pad, put it on all the plastics, let it just flash for a bit, and then we'll buff it with the cloth.
And there we have it, a completely, well, not restored, but completely clean engine and engine bay. And what a difference it has made. Thank you for coming down and helping us with that. It's just made such a difference, and it's going to be so much easier for me to work on it and for you guys to watch me working on it as well. You'll actually be able to identify parts of the engine now, rather than it all being just this black, murky, oily mess. You can actually see which bit's which is going to be great. Thank you to the guys at Valet Pro as well for supplying all the bits and pieces we've used today. Again, all their products are available in the website, which is www.combevalleycampers.co.uk. What we're going to be doing now is cleaning the whole wagon. We're going to again be using some of the Valet Pro gear and Elliot's knowledge, but that video is only going to be available to patrons. So if you're not a patron yet, head over to www.patreon.com/Combe Valley Campers. See you next time.